Hi, Stephanie again with Posh Puppy Boot Camp. We're going to talk about bonding and boundaries. It's a serious discussion, and it needs to be because it's one that people are not very good at. When it comes to a cute little puppy, we melt. We just melt. And we just let them get away with whatever they want because honestly, we want them to like us. We want them to feel like they're in a fun place. But that's not how puppies think, okay? They're quite manipulative little creatures, and they will take advantage of your starry-eyed, doe-eyed look anytime they get the chance. So, they've been to boot camp, and now you're the boss, and you're gonna have firm boundaries. That starts with their commands. You need to do the commands so that they know that you're an extension of me. You know that they can do it, and you're gonna be prepared by having the treats ready. Don't ever ask them to do a command if you're not prepared to immediately pay them, okay? So the treat comes first, in your hand first, before you ask them to do any commands. Kids, this is important. Sometimes it's really fun to show off and show yourself or friends what the puppy can do. It makes you feel kind of bossy. It's super cool. But that puppy is going to lose respect for you if you don't pay him for his work, okay? So when a puppy first comes home, there's a couple of things that happen. The first 2 days, they're usually terrified. Okay, they act so good because they're frozen in fear, not understanding if they're really in a safe place or with a safe person. That's only 2 days. But in that 2 days, sometimes people think, oh, this puppy is perfect. I don't think we need to worry about any kind of boundaries or bonding. Okay, don't fall for it. It's just an act. Once they feel safe and secure, they're going to start testing every boundary that you have. I promise. So some of the boundaries that you have to have in place are the potty training triangle, okay? The play area, the crate, they'd have to have the crate. They have to have a crate, not a carrier bag, not any substitute for a crate, not a little pin, a crate, a 24-inch crate. And if the dog is particularly small, you'll need to use the spacer and make that space fairly small. You want to create a den-like environment. They're going to eat in their crate, and they're going to sleep in their crate, and they're going to jump in their crate when they do kennel up, and you're going to practice that, and you're going to pay them for it every single time. So it's a part of their life where they get to be off duty and totally relax, and puppies really need that. They really need to recharge. About every 30 minutes of play means about a 2-hour nap. Another boundary that you're going to put in place before your puppy ever gets home is the play area. Designate an area in your home that does not have a couch or a big comfy chair or ottoman or any raised surface that the puppy could get on. In my play area, there is a table with chairs, but I keep those chairs pushed in so they don't have access to the table. They can jump. And we have a gate. We use the ones from Front Gate. Both Michelle and I do. We think that they look really nice. They're very sturdy, and they don't let even the smallest dogs through. So you need to have an area. A dining room usually works well if you've got an office space, but somewhere that is accessible to the rest of the home where they can kind of see what's going on and you can supervise them even when you're not in the play area with them. But it also needs to be a place where you're comfortable getting in there with them. This is going to be the place where you play with them, where you do the commands with them. It may not be the place where their crate is. Their crate should be close to a back door so that they can get out quickly. Otherwise, they're going to have accidents along the way. But sometimes it works out that the crate is in the play area, and that's fine too. So make sure that that boundary is established. Now the backyard boundary, we use a potty pin. So we have a covered patio with some fake grass in a pin. That way we can go out when it's raining, when it's cold, when, you know, any kind of weather situation, we have access to a potty patch. You don't have to do that. You can use your backyard, but never let them be out there alone, especially in the first couple of months. You need to go out there with them and praise them when they go potty, okay? Like a parade. Like have a whole party every time they go potty. So they understand that when they do that, they get a huge reward, and then they get to come inside and play and do whatever they want. Now let's talk about bonding. Let the puppy do what they want. Okay, that is a great way to build their confidence and for them to trust you is to, if they like playing tug-of-war, play tug-of-war with them. If they love shredding things, give them a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll and let them tear it up and pick up the mess. Monitor them, make sure they're not eating it, but they really like to just tear things apart. It makes them feel tough and big and dog-like. You'll also do bonding by giving them treats for their commands. Doing the commands and giving them treats and continuing what they learned with me is going to be extremely important to them trusting you. Take them places with you. It's easy to give yourself the excuse that the puppy is too young or it's too much of a hassle to take them with you. I promise it's not. You're going to find that your puppy loves to be in that travel carrier. They will be quiet. They will be still. They will just be so happy to be along the ride next to you that they will probably not have a potty accident in their thing, and they can probably go several hours of shopping. If you're thinking, gosh, I'll have to take them out potty every 30 minutes. No, they're going to be fine for several hours, 4 or 5 hours even. And they've done that in training. I take them places where we're gone all day long and they are basically in that carrier or being held all day long. And they do totally fine. So I also find that if you're worried about places telling you that you can't bring in your dog, nobody wants to be that jerk. Nobody wants to tell you that you can't bring in your dog. It doesn't happen very often. And while it's totally possible that it could, somebody might say, sorry, no dogs. Once they get a look at your puppy, they're going to change their mind. Or if the puppy stays in the carrier, most of the time people don't even notice. I've taken your puppy to church. I've taken your puppy to small group. I've taken your puppy to grocery store. I've taken your puppy to Walmart. I've taken your puppy to all kinds of shopping experiences where dogs may or may not be allowed. I don't ask. I'm just going to wait for them to let me know. And they never do. One more note about boundaries. Talk to your family about what your boundaries are going to be with this dog. And I don't mean whether or not they're going to sleep with you or be on the couch with you. That's inevitable, but it's going to happen after 1 year. You're all agreed on that, right? Right. But you do need to discuss things like, are you going to allow the puppy to jump up on you? Are you going to allow your puppy to bark when the doorbell rings? Are you going to allow your puppy to chase squirrels? Are you going to, go on and on? Think of all the things that you've encountered with a dog that maybe isn't your own, that you didn't really like, and figure out what is going to be okay with you guys and what is not.